What up, y'all? So back again. Today I wanted to kind of go over psychic attacks. I have dealt with this on several occasions, and you probably have too, unbeknownst to you if you're not aware of it. But I kind of wanted to go through it because I dealt with it more recently. And when I was going over a lot of situations where I was discussing the narcissist and witchcraft last month, and the ways that they can attack you with witchcraft, I started to understand and notice that I was being attacked in a certain sort of way. When I looked into it a little further, I realized that, you know, the narcissist will hit you with psychic attacks, and that's what I was dealing with, which is similar but a little different. I think psychic attacks, these are ways that they can get at you if they can't see you in the physical form. It will hit you psychically, and it's a form of witchcraft as well, but it's a little different. So I wanted to go over understanding psychic attacks and if you were under or dealing with it. So when you're dealing with a psychic attack, it's like you're not really yourself as much as you're going through the motions, and you're in a trance, and it's kind of like unresolved fear that you're dealing with, and it keeps you outside of the, you know, when you're in love and running at a high vibration, there's I call it love or fear that you're in. So you can be in fear or love, and so when you're in fear, you know, it brings your vibration down, and this is what it does. It puts you in a trance, and you're having unresolved fear, and so it brings your vibration down. It makes you all bound up and anxious, right, when you're in fear, and so you're kind of concerned because things are not going the right way all of a sudden. And what is causing it? It's an attack. So it's kind of similar to when you're with the narcissist in the relationship with them. They have the love bomb, devalue, discard, and hoover, right? It's a circle to nowhere, and that whole time you're dealing with a state of anxiety and fear and impending doom, because you never know what's going to happen next, but you always know you're making bad decisions when you're living and dating and in a relationship with the narcissist. So a lot of times the psychic attack can come from the love partner, and you know, you got to understand, we always would say that there's a lot of times when you're in a relationship with the narcissist that you can almost feel them if you're in the same building, you know, and that's your psychic field. That's where you're kind of for a time when you're really in a relationship with the narcissist, you're kind of connected to them and linked up to them. You're plugged into them and they're plugged into you, and it's almost like when you're in their vicinity, you can feel it if you're sensitive to this, and I've dealt with this. But you know, once you unplug, it's different. So that's how, you know, psychic attacks are kind of similar. They kind of are plugged into you to some degree from your subconscious, and you know, they all run, you know, on tracks, and they run on tracks. It's not the narcissist, because all narcissists run on similar tracks. May not be exactly the same, but they are very predictable, and nobody taught them these tracks. It's not because the narcissist track, the longer you get into this and you understand it's a spiritual issue and not a personality disorder first and foremost, but secondarily to a spiritual issue, you understand that the track is not the narcissist track, but the entities that are controlling the narcissist, and that's the track that they're running on. And so that's that negative energy, and it's very predictable, and it's not trying to advance. It's not trying to advance. When I say that, it's not trying to advance spiritually. It's spiritually limited and spiritually dead, the narcissist. They may advance in their career or something like that, but that's in the physical form. It's not in the spiritual form. They're not trying to advance in a good way. In fact, they're trying to get more powerful in the negative connection of things, in the control of things. And so it's a limited consciousness, and when you get into love, it's more expansive. And so that's what we live in, that's what we like, and that's what we understand as being good and right and wholesome. But they live in this limited consciousness of fear, and that's why they're predictable. You know, love consciousness is not predictable, and it's very expansive. So what happens is things start to go wrong, and they will present themselves when you're under a psychic attack. They'll manifest as technology disturbances. Everybody says electronics, right? And that's true. You'll have electronics break and things go dead on you a lot during this time period. You'll have appointments move, whether, they're appointments, for things in your life, appointments with people and individuals in business. You'll either show up and it'll be the wrong day or time, that the time and the day will be changed. You won't be able to make the appointment. Your finances will start to dry up, and you will get sick, and fear will begin to take over, and you'll be getting hit from all these corners and all these sides, and it will put you in a traumatic state. It traumatizes you, and when it traumatizes you, it blocks your manifestation and your creativity, and it makes you stuck and paralyzed. And that's why the narcissist is sent to you. It's to get you to stop ascending. See, when the narcissist comes into your life, they make you close up, like where you're in an anxious state and you could barely breathe, right? You're all pent up and you're stressed out, and you're just trying to figure out what to do next to survive, right? You're in survival mode. That's what this fear does. And so that's why when you're being psychically attacked, it will do the same thing. And that's what the love partner relationship is with the narcissist. It's a circle to nowhere, and they're the biggest time wasters. That's what everybody always says. And if the enemy could waste your time all your life, then he's got you. As far as you won't bear any fruit doing anything. But it will stop from you ascending and increasing your vibration and being able to influence others. It'll influence you in a subliminal way through your mind and through things around you. And, things out of character are the ways that you're going to be acting. You're going to lose trust with oneself, with yourself, because you're going to be just trying to get by. And when you're acting in yourself, it's not working. Something bad happens, and it drives you into a state of fear. But love is different. See, in the state of love, you're a contributor, you're into contribution, you're into unity and oneness and helping others and expanding and creativity, okay? And so that's not what happens in this state. It's the opposite. You're compelled to act outside of yourself. You can't control it because you're not in high vibration anymore. It's brought you down. And so it brings you into a trance type state. You're just you're going through the motions, and you're losing authenticity. And the trauma is what's causing this. It makes us to leave our bodies to where you can't breathe and you're all pent up. You don't leave your body like the narcissist has left their body, but you leave your body, meaning you're further from it and you're kind of more disconnected from it. See, in the love state, you're one with your body, and you're loving yourself and you're helping others, and it's all good, right? When you get psychically attacked, or you're dealing with the narcissist on a daily basis, or psychic attacks, see, when the narcissist can't see you in the physical form, then they will try to get at you this way, because you've already done a door slam on them. So the next step, or if you have frenemies, people that are trying to bring you down or out for your demise, then these types of things will occur in your life from time to time. Or just to be careful, because it had happened to me over the last couple months, and when I started to look into it, I realized that that's what I was dealing with. You'll start to act out of disconnection or to oneself. It'll put you in a state where you can be angry and act out a lot more, or even in aggressiveness. When you are with the narcissist for a long time, everybody always says, you end up being an asshole after a while, because they got you. This is when you're unawoke, right? They got you in a reactive state all the time, and nothing's ever going right, and you're just getting hammered by the narcissist in a negative way every day, and you're unaware to how to deal with these things, because you don't think people think backwards like they do, but to sadistically hurt you pathologically and malignantly. That when you wake up to this, you understand where they're coming from, so you're able to deal with it in a much better way. So when you or consciousness is in our body, we connect to the heart and we are one with it, and we are able to relax. But when you're in this negative state, it causes the anxiety, and a lot of friction takes place. It traumatizes you, and it makes you, when in a traumatized state, you're vulnerable to it bringing you down, that spirit or that attack, bringing your vibration down even further. And then what happens is you get into just trying to get by, and so you can get involved in addictions or drinking or drugs or things that are going to just help you get through the day because you're dealing with a lot of stressors. Then, you know, you'll start seeing things like your business going downhill. Part of this attack is, you know, when you're dealing with the narcissist on a daily basis, they're physically there to attack you, and then they can hit you with psychic attacks, or if they bring you down low enough, witchcraft, which is all witchcraft, all of it's witchcraft, but it's a little bit differently defined, so that's why I'm going over it. But this is the thing, when they can't get at you, then you start to get people, or you defeated one and you gave them the door slam. Then this happened to me, man. Everybody in the world that I knew that was a narcissist in my past was knocking at my door and calling me and leaving voicemails and texts and trying to hook up. And it's not just like love partners. It was like friendships and stuff, or frenemies and people that I kicked out of my life because, you know, childhood friends, everything. It's like crazy, man. And because I understand this, and we understand what narcissist is and narcissism, and, you know, that's part of why I started this channel, man, because when you're in the dark to narcissism, it will destroy you. But when you have the ability to wake up to it, it is a beautiful thing, because you can see the patterns, you could read the signs, you know the thinking behind these individuals and the corruptness that comes with them, the corruption, and how they are trying to steer you off track. And they are the biggest time wasters, and they will steal all the creativity from your life. So I wanted to define in closing. So if you're still on, give me a like and a subscription. If you haven't subscribed, and a thumbs up. Y'all, I love y'all. And I'm passionate about this channel. And so I started this channel because I had been destroyed for so many years, from family to friendships, frenemies, and love partner relationships all throughout my life. So I wanted to define the term psychic for y'all. So psychic is the inexplicable by natural laws involving telepathy or clairvoyance. So then to define telepathy is to communicate from one mind to another. So it's like the narcissist can put negative thoughts from their mind to your thoughts into your mind, because you are kind of connected to them energetically and psychically for a time until you can disconnect. And if you're still ruminating, you're definitely still plugged up to them. And then to define clairvoyance, it's able to perceive matters beyond the range of ordinary perception or penetration. So you're able to be penetrated spiritually if you're not aware of what's going on. Ordinarily, your perception of things can be twisted. These individuals that have psychic abilities, and they have psychic abilities because they're dealing with malevolent spirits that are in and around them, that have control over them, that they're plugged up to. And so that's why they have this stuff that's connected to them. But it has the ability that they can receive messages from the dead. This is what it says to define it. And mental powers that are strange, and they have the ability to be involved with you and to predict certain types of futures if they continue to head in a direction of that destructive nature, unbeknownst to you, and with you unaware of what's going on. And this is real, y'all. I had crazy things happen over the last couple of months that really affected my life in a negative way, and I just had to push through it, get a little more understanding, and, you know, raise back up off of that, raise my vibration up, because it brings you down. And they always say when witchcraft can hit you is first they bring you down to that low vibration as it also lifts them up, right? So you go down, they come up, and then they hit you with the witchcraft. So this is why you don't want to be energetically connected to anybody negative and be in the realm of hanging out with individuals that pull your vibration down, because this is real, y'all. And I experienced it, and I experienced a lot of things that were unexplainable as well. Like my sunroof exploding and leaving a big hole in it. I mean, and and it felt like a shotgun going off while I was going 80 to 80 miles an hour down the interstate. That was just one of many, many things that happened that were unexplainable and out of the realm of ordinary. A lot of these things, they subsided and they didn't cost me a dime. You know, you'll be covered, and, you know, as you walk away from negative energy and refuse it, you want to cast it down and refuse it, first of all, because what you're doing then, in this world system, we have free will. So you just need to express your free will and, you know, get back into your senses. You have like your taste and touch and smell and, you know, all of your senses and your sixth sense as well. And you want to use your senses to come back into yourself. It'll pull you back into yourself and help you to wake up a little bit more. Because, you know, I told you, you're kind of like in a trance and going through the motions when you're dealing with this on these attacks. And so, you know, when you get back into your five senses plus your sixth sense, it will help. This is just ways of combating this to some degree. You want to say no to it. You want to push your aura out, you know, just, you know, make sure that you're expanding your aura, your vibration, your light, and not have it in the close realm to you. And they say, you know, when you wake up to understanding this part, now you're in a winning state and you're able to defeat it much more quickly, because you understand what you're dealing with, and now you can cast it down, cast it out, and it will go away. But it's really y'all, and it brings you back to whole. But again, these are just tests and ways that the enemy will use, and as you wake up to all of the enemy's tactics, you'll defeat them, and it'll make you more powerful, y'all. So anyway, give me a like, subscription, a thumbs up, and until next time, soldier up. Peace, we out.